Here we go.
All right.
Episode 3 is about to begin.
Count me down.
All right. Three, two, one. Hi,
Hello.
everyone.
Hello,
Welcome.
everyone. Welcome.
Episode 3. Here we
Three.
are.
It's exciting.
It is so exciting. And this is going to be our last one of 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
then
can't
we
imagine us trying to fit another one in between now and Christmas.
No, I'm just taking that completely off the table.
Yeah. Christmas
Yeah.
Day, actually. We'll record on Christmas Day. Why not?
Yeah, that will be like just so energizing and not lead to burnout at all.
No, not at all.
When do you finish work?
Well, I was meant to finish on Friday, this week, but Friday last week I was feeling like just done, just
Mm,
done and sort of burnt out.
yeah, you
So
checked out
I,
mentally.
yeah, because I'm kind of like posted as well to a new squadron. I wasn't
Yeah.
really like interested, I guess, or like caring. So on Friday, I went into my boss or one of my bosses and I said, I don't want to be here. I'm not okay. Can I take some leave next week? I need to come in on Monday to sort out my stuff, get rid of all of my stuff out of my lockers, and that's all. So I've taken leave from today until the 12th of January.
Oh, amazing. That's such a good
Yeah.
break.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd need it, but then the closer I got to the end of the year, I was like, I actually need it. I actually need to have a
Mm.
break. And a few weeks ago, I put in extra leave for the week from the 6th of January to the 12th. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, on Friday, I was like, actually, I just need to take another week and just
hmm
fully reset myself, set up my like 2025, get myself ready
Mm,
for the new year. So,
absolutely. That's what annual leave is there for, though. I think everyone forgets that. It's that leave is there for you to use.
yeah.
For yourself for to take those breaks.
Yeah. And I usually don't take this long of a break between my years as well. So, this is probably the
Mm,
longest I've had. And I didn't think I'd need it, but it's probably the most I've ever needed it. So, I'm kind of glad I
mm.
saved it up.
When was the last time you even like you went on a holiday though?
Uh, Probably like 2022 when we went
Oh
to
my
Japan with my cousin.
goodness. Was that 2022?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, no way. That was already 2 years ago.
Yeah. I was thinking about it the other night. I was like, I've gone overseas with work multiple times, but I
Yeah.
haven't left the country for a holiday overseas in 2 years. But on top of that, then I hadn't left the country in probably like 8 years. So,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So, is that going to be one of your 2025 goals? Is to go on a mini vacay or what?
Well, yeah, our goal is to go to Canada in
Oh my gosh.
August, September. Yeah.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, that'll be so exciting. I'm already so excited for you. That's so good.
Yeah, we keep putting off planning it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's in the calendar. I've actually already taken leave at work. I
Good.
took leave probably a few months ago, actually.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
it's going to happen now.
yeah,
It's already set in place. It's just a matter of planning, and you can just put
yeah.
that in your calendar, and then it's as good as done as well.
We've done it a few times, and then something comes up, and we're like, we keep talking about it. Like, it's not like we don't want to do it. It's just something else happens, or
Mm.
so we just need to. Now that it's the holidays, I want to sit down, even if it's when we come back from Christmas holidays, sit down and plan it out because I'll be making more money as well, which will be nice. So I might just save that for the holiday.
So good. Yeah, like
Yeah,
you can be so proud of yourself. You've been working really hard for the past 2 years, and that hard work has paid off. Like you've
yeah,
been posted to a new squadron, and you're a corporal. corporal now.
Yeah, I picked up. I'm a corporal, not a
You're a
little LAC anymore.
corporal. Like, I mean, for everyone listening, you'll eventually catch on to the RAF terminology.
Yeah, I try not to say it because I know a lot of people don't understand it, but like it's pretty common for people to be like posted don't care. And I didn't really want to say it because it's like kind of sounds really sad that a lot of people post out because it happens quite a lot. People actually feel like posted don't care. I'm going into a new position. I'm leaving the squadron. I just can't be bothered anymore. It's
What,
pretty
like
common.
that's the saying is
Posted
squad
don't care.
posted don't care.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I'm so glad.
someone
I'm
asks you to
so
do something and you'll be like, posted don't care.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Because of like
Yeah.
where you're at now in your current squadron and like people ask you
Yeah.
to do something and you're like, posted, don't care.
Mm-hmm. Don't
Well,
care.
yes, yes. Well, yeah, you didn't probably lost that care and that passion, and that's probably why, you were like, I got to get out of here. Like we're finishing now.
Yeah.
Because, like you're not meant to be there anymore. Like you're detached from that squadron and you're ready to start the new one. And like I'm so glad you're taking a break between ending and starting the new one because that's so
Yeah.
necessary and needed.
Just like a full
And
like
yeah.
reset.
Yeah, yeah, a full
Just
reset
reset
will
my life.
do you so good and it's like such an exciting thing, like it's a promotion. Like you've worked so hard for it, plus doing full-time uni and now doing your Cert 4 in business and life coaching.
Yeah.
Like you've had a huge year non-stop working, overseas trips with work, which they're not holidays by any means.
No.
No.
You get like a day here and there that's like a bit of a holiday, but that's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But that was, like if you think about a couple months before that travel, you set out the intention of wanting to travel more in your career. And you
Yeah.
set out that intention, and then it happened. And then as life goes on, the goals change and the vision changes and everything adjusts. And it's like things are not always forever. They're not concrete and set in stone. And so it's
Yeah.
it just goes to show that like you can have a new flavor every couple months and like that's an amazing thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice to look at what the next year is going to be like as well. I had a look
Mm.
at my new roster and a lot of like the first month and a half or 2 months is just like day shift. I've never had that in like over 5 years.
Wow,
So just Monday
yeah.
to Friday and I get my weekends back. So
So
I
good.
want to focus on like my fitness a bit more and
Yeah.
just ease myself back into it. Really, I'm excited though.
Mm.
I'm gonna have a bit more of a life, I think, outside of work.
Yeah. So are you technically off shift work?
Uh, we will do shift work. I will do night shift, but
Yep.
it's a lot more like far and few between than I was at my other squadron. So I was doing it 2 weeks of night shift every 6 weeks, whereas now it's like 2 months away before I do my first night shift.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good. That's a
Yeah, so
positive.
it's still a bit of shift work, but I don't think it'll be as much, which will be good as well.
Yeah, I mean, you have the opportunity of creating a whole new schedule, a schedule that works for you with your exercise routine and then work routine and like you can look into your future now and plan ahead of time how you're going to approach the exercise, how you're going to approach, maintaining self-care and resting and like, maybe even thinking about what you want to do on your weekends in those first couple months of work.
Yeah,
And yeah, just like get really excited and plan ahead of time so that way you're actually going to get all of the things done that you want to.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. Um,
Yeah,
I've been throwing a lot of stuff in my calendar to like make sure that I'm tracking all the things that I want to do or aim to do. So
amazing.
it's just a bit of a process. But
It is. Well, why don't we
well,
start with your check-in?
okay. All right. Well, where am I at the moment?
Yeah, where are you at? How are you feeling?
Um, I would say I am feeling burnt out. I'm feeling a lot
Mm,
better today. It's what, my second? No, it's my first day. Is it Tuesday? It's my first day of
it's
leave,
Tuesday.
and honestly, it's been a weird day, but it's
That's it?
been great. Yeah. I I might as well just tell you. Uh Yesterday I was looking at Benji's teeth and I was like, Benji's my dog, by the way, if anyone's listening.
Yeah, Benji's your
Uh
baby.
yeah, my little baby boy. And I was looking at them and I was like, they look pretty dirty and like not dirty, but like they've built up a lot of plaque and stuff. So I booked him in for a consultation last night at like 6:20 at night.
Mm.
And then I booked him in to get his teeth cleaned this morning. So he
Mm.
had to go under.
Oh
Um,
gosh.
so this morning I dropped him off at the vet at 7 a.m. and then I went and hung out with Alyssa until like
Yeah.
10 o'clock. Then I went to the gym
Mm.
and I realized that my Pilates yoga group was having a lunch today. So I messaged my yoga teacher and I said, hey, can I come to lunch? I've just realized I've had the day off. So I booked in for that. I went into the gym. I did like a gym session. Then I did yoga. Then I
Oh
went
wow.
home, had a shower. I went to lunch and then I picked Benji up. And it's just been like, I feel like I've done a lot on my first day of leave. And I think this is exactly what I needed, as in to just like do whatever the hell I want.
Yes. Oh, it's so good, right?
I, yeah, I just thought I haven't done a lot of housework, but it's been like a busy day. I've talked to a lot of people, I've socialized a lot. It's been just like really nice. I think I just
Yeah.
needed this to just
Yeah.
like unwind and just release the tension, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, like socializing outside of work is completely different to socializing at work.
Oh, yeah. And all the ladies are older than me. And I just like, it's so easy. It's
Oh
just
my gosh,
really nice.
yes.
I guess you have like
Yes,
groups like that as well. Like they're definitely all older than me.
I
That were
do.
there anyways. Um,
Yeah. Literally just hung out with the first ever group coaching group of ladies that I was with f 3 or 4 years ago when I first started life coaching. And I'm the youngest one by about 10 years,
yeah.
maybe. And I healed so many sister wounds in being in that container with those women and just being loved and encouraged and uplifted for my successes. Like as I was like sharing my wins and stuff, they were like, "Yes, like that's so good, keep going," and mo like encouraging me, and rather than like comparing and getting jealous and wanting to like drag me down. Like that's what I was
Yeah.
used to, and so like being with older women, they are just so much. I mean, certain groups, I would say,
Yeah.
are wiser and just so loving and nurturing and supportive, and it's amazing. Like, I mean, I'm friends with women and men of all ages.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
Yeah.
just it doesn't age does not mean anything to me. It just except for maybe like life experience.
Yeah.
You know, like you've just lived more of life, but like ultimately we all feel the same emotions and we've all gone through similar shit.
Yeah. And I think it's also nice to put yourself around different aged people. Like
Mm.
for like you say, like they have lived a bit longer and they've experienced things differently. And they also don't care as much. They're just
Yeah,
like
they give less fucks.
they like they want to express themselves. A lot of them want to express themselves in the way that they feel like they should express themselves rather than being like confined. Um,
Yeah, the people pleaser is just like they don't have room for it. They're like,
yeah,
no, this is what you get. I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm not going to wear any masks
yeah,
because like I don't really care what you think. I think that's what it is like I hear this from everyone. As you get older, you care less. You just don't
Yeah.
care what people think of you anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. And you can see it. It's obvious in some people. Obviously, some people never change, but like there's a lot that you can notice it in. And I like the energy. I want to be around that kind of energy. It's
Mm.
exciting. It makes me want to do things that are different and uh outside the norm of people like our age that are what they're doing.
Yeah, same.
Like
I'm
challenging.
so glad to hear that Benji is okay because when you were like, it's been a really weird day and you started talking about
Yeah.
Benji, I was like, oh my gosh, no, 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 please don't tell me he's got like a diagnosis or there's something
No.
wrong with him. Like, I was about to just
I probably
lose
should have
it.
added that he did come home fine. He's a
Okay,
bit
good.
drowsy.
Oh,
He fell
Baba.
up the stairs 3 times when he was coming home, and I was like, my little baby. I put the
Oh,
aircon on. He's currently sitting on the couch with a blankie. Um,
oh,
he's had his
good.
dinner. He just is just like laying there. He's so drowsy. He's so cute, and like his little steps are so funny. He's like slips a little, or he's like,
Oh.
and I'm like, oh, I feel so sorry for him, and I'm just like, my little baby boy. But yeah, it cost me $1,100.
I was gonna say, how much did that cost you
Yeah,
to put
it was
him under?
yeah. So it was
Wow.
$900 for the scale and clean and to put him under, and then another $200 for a blood test. So the blood test was like done before all of that to make sure that he didn't have any underlying conditions that the going under could like, affect
Yeah,
or
good.
cause other issues. And I didn't want him the first time he's ever gone under. I wanted to make sure that he wouldn't have any bad reactions to it. So
Mm, absolutely. You don't want to take any risks.
no, I don't want to lose him. Not
Yeah,
yet,
no.
anyways. He's like not even 6. He's like 6 in March, so he's still a baby.
Oh, he is still a papa. He's a
Yeah,
baby boy.
he's my little baby.
Amazing. Well, what is one positive and one negative going on for you right now?
A positive is I'm finished uni and I've got my marks back
Whoop
and
whoop.
I have passed my trimester. So I'm
Amazing.
passed my whole year. It's done. Currently have a GPA of 6,
Yeah.
which is a distinction overall.
Amazing.
Um,
Incredible.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I get like a little email congratulations from the uni being like, congratulations on your grades for the year. You have a GPA of 6
Oh.
or more. And I'm like, thanks.
And do you just look back at the past version of you who was incredibly nervous about starting uni or even applying for uni because you were like, I didn't get the ATAR that I wanted and I'm not that good at studying and learning distinction?
Yeah. But I also do my assignments very last minute.
Well, if you're doing your assignments last minute, and you're getting a distinction,
I know.
then imagine if you were putting in all of the time. But like you don't even need to because what does it even matter?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
I honestly would be just over the moon if I was passing everything. Getting
Yeah.
distinctions and high distinctions and like succeeding is just like an extra cherry on top, right? It's just like
Yeah.
oh, that's nice. I like seeing that I've passed and I've done more than pass. I've like done pretty well because my last two assignments was 79 out of 100 and 82 out of 100. So it's not even like I'm close to hitting a 50% pass mark. So it's like
Incredible.
it's nice
Do you
sitting.
remember what your human design is?
No,
Do you remember if your human design, all right, apologies everyone, you're gonna hear clicking on my
clickety
laptop,
clack,
my
clickety clack.
clickety clackety, but I just want to get up your human design because I want to confirm if you are indeed a person who works best last minute, like with who well, works best, yeah, doing things at the last minute.
Yeah. I, yeah. I don't know if I am the best at that, but it just kind of happens.
You're making it work.
I literally make it work. I actually went and saw a psychologist a couple of months ago
All
about
right.
my uni and stuff, and I was like, I really don't know I kind of don't feel like I care enough. Like what's going on? And he actually was like, if you're passing and you're doing it all last minute, then like that's okay. And I was just like, yeah, but I wanted you to tell me that I needed to do better. And he basically just said, just keep doing what you're doing. And I'm like, but I'm stressed out for weeks knowing that I'm going to do it last minute anyways. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm literally stressing myself out for like weeks upon weeks. And then I do it in like one day.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
I don't know.
here's the thing is what, just accept that you're gonna do it on the last day and why bother stressing
I
before that?
know.
If you've got this
Because
belief of I
I
know I'm going to
yeah,
do it then why are you creating this expectation of I should be doing it this way, right? The pressure language.
because we're always taught that's how we should do it.
We are, but just because of what society says doesn't mean we have to have the
I know.
same beliefs.
I know, but it is so hard not to have that belief when that's what you've been taught all through school. I know, I mean, we've been out of school for like how long? 6, 7 years. And
Eight
it's
years.
so ingrained in our mind. That's how we meant to do things. And I think it's not even just school, it's kind of like taught. Like you see subtle things about it, like online, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like always encouraged to be like that and to study little bits here and there, but that doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah, and if it's just about you choosing, you making a choice, right? And
Yeah.
making a conscious choice of just having that conversation with yourself of, look, I'm going to probably do this at the last minute. We've been doing that for however long and been getting distinctions. So we are obviously doing something right, something that works uniquely for us. And it doesn't have to work for everyone, and I don't have to put myself into a box that society tells me I should be put in. I'm consciously choosing to do it last minute, and I'm going to release myself of the stress until I get it done. I'm just literally changing the script of the story that you say to yourself of I'm going to do it my way, and that is okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I have to remind myself of this all the time with how I run my business. I think that I have to do networking and I think that I have to do sales calls and I have to invest in marketing and do all of these things. But it's like any person who is successful in business does things their own way.
Yeah.
They've created their own unique path and way of doing things, and that's the thing that makes them unique. And
Yeah, that's what works for them.
that's why people like them because they're not doing things because of how they think that they should be doing them. They're doing things based on what feels joyful and what works for them. And so then they actually enjoy it and they can achieve and excel and get all of these results. Whereas if they try to fit themselves in a box of I should be doing this, I should be doing that every day and stressing themselves
Yeah.
out because they're completely procrastinating doing that because it's just not aligned.
Yeah.
It's like you can try and white knuckle it, but ultimately that's not going to get you anywhere if it's not something that feels joyful for you.
I guess I just feel like I feel like I want to be like that, but I'm not like that. Like preparing myself and doing it in advance. And like I don't get me wrong, I there are usually one subject gets worked on for like a week or two, and the other subjects gets left to the last minute. So one of them usually is not too bad, and the other one's like rushed. But I quite often I would do it while I'm flying in the aircraft because like I'm forced to do nothing, and I could
Mm.
just sit there on my laptop and do uni. But now I won't be able to do that. I won't be able to do it while I'm flying because I cannot fly on my aircraft and I'll be servicing.
Yeah, you'll find a new rhythm, a new way of doing things. And just to confirm with everyone that your human design actually shares that you enjoy deadlines, structures, to-do lists. Like they actually work for you,
Yeah, right.
timelines and deadlines. But anyway, I seen this reel that Georgia shared. when it was like me doing nothing, waiting until I need to be rushed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I can so relate to that. Like, and this is the thing, right? Is the amount of time that we give ourselves to complete a task is the amount of time it will take us.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's just such a concept that you have to trial and error and experience and see how long it takes you to do some things and figure it out and be comfortable with it.
Mm,
Because
mm.
like I'll be like, well, I only have from 8 a.m. till midnight today to finish this assignment. That's all I have. It's due at midnight.
So
That's all the time I have.
you dig your heels in and you get it done, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, I don't have any other option,
Yeah.
right? So that's when you get it done. But like you've had, say, from like January to February to get it done. But if you tell yourself, I have until February to get this done, you will take until February to get it done,
Exactly.
right? And then maybe
Yeah.
even if you say, I'm going to get this assignment done by, the 30th of January, I'm going to be a month early. A part of your brain can still rationalize and go, but we've got till Feb. Just relax, Feb. You're good.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Don't
You'll be
worry
right.
about it. And so it's just being aware of hearing those voices and making conscious decisions and having those conversations with yourself where you might say, yeah, I know we've got until February, but I want to do it now because it's really important to me to focus and get this done now and ahead of time. And so it's like you're communicating with that part and working in harmony rather than having two parts in conflict where one part of you wants to get it done and be organized and, do things the way that you should be doing them, or this part believes you should be doing them. And then you have this other part that's like, we're good. We got till February. Why are you stressing? And so
Yeah.
then these parts, they're in conflict. And that's where you got the back and forth, the going to start, the procrastinating, the saying you're gonna do it, the not doing it, because you've got two parts that are like trying to win.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can recognize, okay, one part of me wants to do this and another part of me wants to do that, I'm the one in control. I will listen to both parts, hear what they've got to say, and then I make the decision about how we move forward.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
parts are just parts, but then they are not the self, they are not you.
Yeah.
So a little bit of internal family systems therapy there.
All right, we should probably move on to
Did you have a
my negative.
negative or yeah?
Well, my negative was leaving 35 Squadron because I did love my time there. But then I
Yeah.
was like, it's kind of like a catch-22. It's also like a positive. I've spent 6 years there. I think it's time for me to move on, which kind
Mm,
of, yeah.
bittersweet.
Yeah, it is. It is bittersweet. Like it was a lot of my growing up, um, you know,
Mm,
being there. 6
6 years.
years. And I'm
Wow.
26. So since I was 20, it's a long time.
Wow.
It's a really long time. It's
Yeah.
basically whole high school or primary school again.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm glad you can see that there is, and because that's what this whole, part of the podcast is about, is seeing and sharing the balance of the 50-50 in life.
Yeah.
There's a balance of positives and negatives in every moment, right? The thing
Yeah.
that you are feeling happy about right now is also the thing that you're feeling a bit hard, like sad about.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. A new adventure, but also saying goodbye to my past and
Mm,
reminiscing on the journey. And every time I think back, I'm like, oh, I wish I like paid more attention or, I wish I was in the moment more. And it's just like
mm,
making a conscious effort to try and be in the moment more in the future. And I think that's comes back to, uni in a sense is this year I made a conscious effort to choose life over uni. And that is part of the reason why I've left things to the last minute because I would choose celebrating my birthday with my friends over doing an assignment. And
Good.
I would choose going and seeing people and going for a run and catching up for coffee over doing uni.
Yeah.
Whereas before I would just procrastinate instead of going and doing that thing that I really want to do. So
Good. You made the
yeah,
choice.
I would choose a life over just studying.
Good. Because that's what it's about. It's like we don't live to study, we don't live to work. We work and study so we can live.
Exactly. Yeah. So making it that was a big thing this year was I wanted to and like that was just a stepping stone. I probably didn't do as much as I wanted to, but
Hmm.
I know that this year I will then be making even more choices to do life. Like it's just like a stepping
Mm,
stone on my little journey towards choosing life.
yeah, choosing to do life your way. Yes, this is like
Yeah.
everything that I am putting together in my next program that I'm launching next year.
I'm just on your wavelength.
You are the ideal dream client avatar, literally.
I set the bar really high.
You absolutely did. Like you said it so incredibly high, showing up to every single call, every single group program that was included. And, it was included, but not something you had to show up to, but you did. You even showed up to like my free masterclasses and stuff. Like you just, when you were in the space, and like you still are, but like when you were really in the space, you took up all of it and you took advantage of everything. And I'm like, yes, please, more people like you.
Yeah.
Attract,
Yeah.
manifest.
I really, at that time in my life, really just even quite often, a lot of things could be very repetitive to me. But I was like, I'm always here to relearn. I'm always here to, because you never know, you might have learned something, but it might be said slightly differently and you might get it a bit more, or just
Mm-hmm.
reiterating, like, being big on my calendar, like doing
Mm.
that, those like courses kept reiterating that my calendar is so important to me and I can't expect my brain to remember everything.
Yeah, no.
So
Yeah.
setting that expectation that I'm not going to remember everything and really like utilizing it to my advantage and not as much as I could, but it works for me at the moment.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. We remember through repetition. So it's
Yeah.
incredible. I'm so glad. All right, well, just before we move on to my check-in, you spoke about like being present, like you look back and you're like, oh, I wish I had more time where I just like soaked it up and just enjoyed it. And it's like that's why I hear that so many times from so many different people. I hear it about like parents once their kids are grown up. I hear it after people after they go to Europe and travel in Europe. They wish that they just soaked it up more and were more present. We hear it after like people's wedding days and stuff like that. Like there's this whole big idea of soak up the present moment, be in it and enjoy it. And if we are not consciously making an effort to do that and having regular daily practices that allow us to have that presence,
Yeah.
then we are going to just be in our own drama, our own mental drama that just naturally happens in our own brains unless we are consciously making an effort to be present and recognize, yes, it's 50-50. Yes, there's positives and there's negatives, and I'm here for all of it. I'm conscious for all of it,
Yeah.
right? I'm not going to let myself get like swept up in it. I'm not going to, disassociate and want to just like hit the eject button, but I'm going to choose to embrace the positive and the negatives and be present. And allowing myself to do that looks like meditating, journaling, intentionally slowing down at least once per day to allow yourself to experience presence and then
Yeah.
continue creating that for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I was in Europe, oh my gosh, like I had heard that advice from everyone of just be present and enjoy it as much as you can. It'll go really quick. And I definitely did. But there were moments when I was like, man, this is 50-50. Like even though I'm halfway across the
Yeah.
world right now. I'm literally looking at the Eiffel Tower, and my sister is having a full-on meltdown. Like
Oh
she's
my God.
hating life. She's literally laying on the grass because it's so hot and she's overwhelmed and overstimulated and she's laying on this piece of grass that you're probably not even allowed to lay in. And we're at the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
It's like traveling or getting the things that you want are not going to eliminate negative emotions from being in your life.
Yeah.
So the greatest
Yeah.
skill that you can give yourself is the ability to feel and process negative emotions in a functional way, not a dysfunctional way, where you can feel the emotion, you can be processing it, but you can still be present,
Yeah.
right? You can still be practice a bit of gratitude and recognize the positives, like, and be aware. I'm at the Eiffel Tower. It's hot. It's a little bit sucky, but I'm at the Eiffel Tower. I'm going to choose to enjoy it as much as I can.
Yeah.
Right? It became, I
Just
was like,
kicking and
wow.
screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just
Does
like,
she regret that moment or has she ever said anything about it?
she's probably just forgotten it. I mean, look, it created an amazingly funny memory for all of us.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, like I think a big part of Europe, she's like she actually feels traumatized by, and she doesn't actually be like, "Oh, that was the most amazing trip ever." She's like, "That was hard."
Yeah, wow.
And yeah, that's why I'm like, "Oh wow, well, I found it hard too, but I still enjoyed myself because I had the tools to be able to support myself, to be able to nurture and speak to myself and hold space for the parts of me that were feeling uncomfortable and still be able to enjoy it.
When she says hard, is she meaning like being away, you're not with your parents? It's
Yeah, like
uh
just feelings of anxiety, of unease, fear,
not home. Yeah.
overwhelm, discomfort. It's just like what so many people in this current day struggle with. What they don't realize is that it's just they're struggling with their inability to feel and process negative emotions.
Yeah.
It's like whenever there's a negative emotion there, it's like, this shouldn't be here. I can't deal with it. I need to get rid of it. I need to run away
Yep.
from it. It needs to not be here. My life should be happy and perfect 100% of the time. What is going on?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, no,
Yep.
no. No, it's meant to be negative 50% of the time.
Yeah. We're meant to feel these emotions. All right. Well, let you check in. Where are you
Okay.
at and how are you feeling? Give me a positive and give me a negative.
Okay. I was writing down like the notes just to keep track of, doing these things and covering like this kind of like, I don't know what we would call it, like schedule or like things
Yeah.
that we get through in the podcast. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna say. But here it is, just coming out. How am I feeling right now? Oh, my voice
Yeah, I'm
is
in a
having a
little
little.
testy.
Mm, that's very, very common for me is my testes. I'm
Oh,
I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling happy that this is the last week of work, not only for me, but for everyone. Like as a collective, we are all about to step into rest and a break. And
yeah, we are.
I haven't looked at it through this lens before, but it's actually an incredible thing and an amazing opportunity. Like I had a couple breaks throughout the year where I did travel, but it was only me and like one other person, or it was only,
Hmm.
it wasn't like everyone, like there were people still working. And so I even felt like I was still working a lot of the time when I was on those trips. So it'd be really nice to actually just be like, sayonara. We're switching off completely. We're taking an actual
Yeah.
break. So I'm excited for that. Where am I at right now? I am deep in planning, preparing, and learning about a program well, the program that I am putting together and launching in 2025.
What's
Um,
your program called?
it is called the Aligned Path for now.
For
This is
now,
a this
the
is a t
aligned path.
this is a teaser. This is a like this information has not been getting out to anyone. But for now, it's called the
Except
Aligned
everyone on
Path.
Spotify, YouTube,
All
listen.
of the hundreds of people listening to my podcast. Um,
Millions.
Millions, literally. When we blow up and go viral, and then everyone goes back and listens to the first three episodes.
Yes. One
Yeah,
day.
it's called the Aligned Path. I'm purely focusing my business around being only a one-on-one coach,
Yep.
not offering group coaching programs in 2025, like new ones. And
Can we just take a
yeah,
pause there and appreciate that Liv is aligning her business with what she actually wants? Whoop whoop.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm doing the thing. I'm taking my own advice on what I was sharing with you before about,
Yeah.
not doing it the way that I think I should, but the way that I want to. So thank you.
Yes.
Yes, there will be yeah, just one-on-one coaching. I'm listening to Alex Hormozy and anyone who is a business owner, you got to get onto this. Alex Hormozy's $100 million offer audiobook. It
Yep.
is next level. The amount of value and information that he is providing in this audiobook, as well as on his website with like video tutorials diving deeper into the lessons that he's talking about. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like having a one-on-one business coach. Like it's incredible. So can't recommend him enough. Working hard on that. My brain is deep in learning about how to actually serve people, how to get my message across about who I help, how I do it, and yeah, really inspire the right people who are meant to be in my coaching program for 2025 to be there.
Yeah.
I'm also yeah, really focusing on the vision board workshop, which I have
Yes,
running
you are.
in Penrith at Diffuse on the 8th of February, 2025.
Pop that
So
in your calendars, everyone.
pop it in the
So
cal, link in my Instagram bio if you want to grab your ticket. There's only 13 spots
please.
left.
Wow.
Yes, we have limited spots available. It's so exciting. And like if you've been on my Instagram recently, you would have seen how pretty much everything from my 2024 vision board has come to life. And I
Yep.
have like a real life video of the experience that I had in the physical world that I had projected or, set out to have and achieve on my vision board for 2024.
Yeah. We
So,
can probably link that video into the show notes as well for
yes,
everyone
we will. Of
or
course.
everyone to see your little video that you made.
Thanks. I'll also link Alex's audiobook.
Yeah, I already wrote his name down so he'd remember.
Oh, you're so good. But yes, my one positive right now is just what's coming to mind is that I meal prepped this week. So feeling really good about that. There's just something about meal prepping that works so well for me,
Yep.
where I don't have to think or make a decision about what I'm going to eat. It's already the decision's been made for me, and I just got to put it in the microwave. Like it's already been
Yep.
cooked, it's already been decided, and then just eat it. And I've been really enjoying the food. It's been very yummy. And my one negative right now is definitely health. Like
Hell.
my health, my body has just like ever since I got back from Europe, it's just been like one thing after the other in terms of like UTIs and thrush and conjunctivitis, eczema, acne. Now my knee is really sore and like I can't fully bend my knee. And
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Why is there just one thing after the other happening?
Why does my body hate me?
Yes, yes. So, I mean, from healing so much of the physical symptoms that I was experiencing in my body, um, when I started this journey, I did a lot of like healing food therapy, where I healed my skin naturally without any pharmaceuticals and like did the juice cleanse and all that, and like my skin and gut and everything was just working so well. And yeah, things have definitely been thrown off since Europe. So I'm very excited to go to the doctor tomorrow to just actually get it sorted,
Yeah,
and get some answers. But that would be my negative, is just not knowing what's wrong with you and not knowing what's causing these issues, and, you know, trying out different things,
yeah.
and it not working. It's just
Do you
always a bit
feel different?
concerning.
Does it like do you feel off?
Um, no, no.
No.
I mean, like, depends. I feel off because I mean, physical discomfort and I'm in
Yeah.
physical pain. I feel off about that, but like emotionally, I feel incredible, and like energy wise, I'm still fine.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, that's
just
weird.
don't know what it is. The only thing, and like Lockie, when Lockie's listening to this, he'll laugh to himself. I literally asked a specialist one day, I was like, can you be allergic to another human? Because all of these, well,
Yep.
most like these symptoms, but mostly my eyes, kind of happened when I met Lockie. And
Yep.
I'm just like, it's when you're like spiritual and, you connect with energies and stuff like that, you're a bit like, is this my body trying to tell me something? Is there a deeper meaning to this? Or is there
Yeah.
actually just something off? Like, maybe is it like my gut microbiome is just like way off? Maybe I picked up a parasite or something in Europe. Like, who knows?
Yeah. It's actually funny though, because you know how I went through that big period where I had
Mm,
like just chronic thrush.
hmm
I too thought, is it Bradley? Is he the reason? And we both had to get tested to make sure that we were both good.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, they might ask you as well to get tested just in case. Um,
Yeah, happily get tested again. I mean, I got tested, after we first met. But yeah, he would get tested again. I would get tested again if that was going to give us some answers.
yeah, I mean, we'd
Um,
been together for like 4 years, and I was just like, what is going on? And just to make sure everything was good, we just all got tested again just to make sure we're all okay. Because you
yeah.
don't know, like, and it is weird, and you feel weird questioning it. You're like, is it the
Mm,
person? Like, why am I getting all these issues now?
yeah.
But I mean, it's highly unlikely. I'm assuming the doctor said no.
The specialist was like, I've never met anyone like that before, but it might be
You
possible.
are weird.
I'm like, I
Your
look into
girlfriend's
natural
weird.
therapy. Your girlfriend's weird. He wasn't there. Oh my gosh, like, have you ever gone to a doctor's appointment with Brad?
No. No, he has not really seen doctors, and because I go to the doctors with like on base,
Yeah.
neither of us have never. I
Right.
go to the dentist with him because he's scared of the dentist, so I have to
Oh,
hold
I'm
him.
so glad he loves you sharing that.
He probably doesn't, but he's not gonna listen.
He's not gonna listen.
He is like, oh,
Oh,
I feel like so bad for him because he hates it so much. It actually like if I even say, "Hey, baby, you should go to the dentist," he like seizes up. He's like,
oh, he's got like actual trauma
yeah,
and
but I
fears.
don't think there's anything that's caused it. I think it's just he doesn't like the noise and the sound or people touching. It's sensitive and
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, well, at least he's got you there to be with him.
yeah. It's so funny though. I was
Yeah.
like. Yeah. My poor little babies. Both of my babies with their teepees.
I mean, both your babies with their teethies.
Yeah.
Um, Wonderful. So, again, peoples, if you have advice, we can see that some of you have started the form, but you have not completed it. So please click on the link in the show notes. The link in,
Yeah.
is it in our bio?
I think it is. But I
I'll
also
double
was
check.
wondering, do people like want us to prove on our Instagram page that if we were to screenshot the page and like put in some answers and showed you it is 100% anonymous? Because I people think, oh yeah, it's anonymous, like righto, you're just not going to tell people. But actually, we cannot see the name of the person who sent it.
We
It's
literally cannot.
it is anonymous.
We keep
We
we did
tested
like
it.
we did a test one, and we always get a bit excited and confused. We're like, "Oh my gosh, someone's answered it." And then it's like, "Oh no, wait. That was
It's
us."
just Tash. It's just Tash writing to herself.
So yes, click on that link and ask some advice if you've got ask for some advice with any question that you've got, any, yeah, feedbacks or questions or life situations that are going on for you right now that you just would really love to hear an outsider perspective of someone who is not currently in your life, someone who can, be detached from all of the outcomes and just give you the truth. That's what we're here to do.
Yeah,
So take advantage of it, peoples.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And we at the moment we don't know how we're going to handle this advice box stuff and how we're going to talk and how much time we're going to give it because no one is asking for advice.
Well, that's gonna be like another perspective is, for now we can relish in we've just got more time to talk about ourselves
Yeah, we just like we're
because
just more on the story time. We're just living it up.
because
Talking so much
eventually
shit.
we're gonna have so many people asking advice. We're not going to be able to get to everyone at the rate that they want us to, and
Yeah.
so we will enjoy it for what it is right now.
So get in while we're free.
Get in while we while we're free. So Tash, what are you working on at the moment? What are you working on overcoming?
What am I working on? Well, I'm working on gonna set some time aside to do this, finish off this Cert 4.
Yeah.
Um, but on the house, we're putting a retaining wall in and a fence. So we're ordering
Amazing.
all the stuff to do that in the new year, which is super exciting. Also, just more money to spend, as usual. This house has taken our life.
Yep.
Um, what else are we working on? I actually did a mental health first aid course
Mm,
not last week, the week before.
incredible.
It is like a actually accredited course, so I am a mental health first aider. I recommend the course. It's only two
Hmm.
days. Really good to like understand that, you know, there's different sorts of mental health issues and people go through different things and like just like psychosis and understanding that like, you know, a lot of people who go through like these deep, hard mental health issues can be like um, segregated from society, and that's quite often how people become homeless. Is
Mm,
due to like falling into psychosis and stuff like that, and mental
wow.
health things. They can't look after themselves, or people don't understand how to look after them or get them the correct help,
Yeah.
not health. But yeah,
That's okay.
um, what have I overcome? Um,
Did
I
they
guess
offer
I've
that
over
course through, sorry to interrupt, but like, did they offer that course to you through work?
yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
it's like
cool.
actually um recommended to like do it by a lot of people. Uh sort of
Incredible.
like I guess they're going to try and get as many people. Like, I think it's not even just like being a mental health first aid, but I think it's like having the awareness of mental health. in your workplace and being able to like notice signs of people who are being affected by mental health. And I know a lot of
Mm.
people say like, it's just like health and people might stop acting the way they are. And it's also like noticing signs of people disassociating in social situations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, I yeah, I really recommend it, especially because like I work in such a big like I work with a lot of people, so it's kind of like important to see when especially now that I'm going to be supervising more to like notice, people who are going through mental health issues and being
Hmm.
like open about being able like if people want to have a conversation with me and putting them into the right direction
Yeah,
on where
knowing
they
how to
should
approach
should
them, knowing how to help them.
yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
So
So good.
that was really good.
But yeah, sorry,
Um,
you were saying you're overcoming right now.
I think I've overcome this year. I think I've made it. I This is my first
You
day
made
of
it.
leave and I've made it. I made it. And I've had a few mentee bees and
Yeah.
definitely a few recently of just
Yeah,
sobbing
get
my
it
life
out.
away. Yeah.
You got to get it out, you got to process it, and I'm glad you're doing it in a healthy way.
Yeah. Just like crying, feeling my emotions and like understanding that like I feel like shit right now and I'm overwhelmed. This is too much. And it happened like I did on Friday. Like after work, I came
Mm,
home and I was just so drained, so exhausted,
mm.
so frustrated. And I was just like, I can't, that's why I put in leave. And Bradley's just like sitting there. He's like, do you want me to be here? And I'm like, yeah, just be around me, please.
Yes, that's how you can support me best right now.
Yeah. Yeah. But we
Yeah.
also need to get ready for my end of year function. And that was hard. Like I was like, and now I need to go and actually socialize. And I nearly wasn't going to go. I was
Mm.
just like, oh, but knowing me, I paid money for it. I have to do it.
Were you glad that you ended up going?
Yeah, it was nice to like, I was pretty brutally honest with a few people about how I was feeling.
Yeah.
Um, and it was nice to have like a few people be like, I understand where you're coming from, but like, you shouldn't feel like that. Like that's not your reality. Like, um, if people still
Mm.
like love
Encouraging
you
you.
and care about you, because I really felt like I was just alone. So
Mm. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm sorry to hear about that, my love.
that's all right. Like going back to this mental health stuff, but like you just
Mm.
feel down and like I think like I start to let my brain wander and think of things that aren't my reality or how people would actually be thinking about it. Like you just think things that are unnecessary.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you let
Like
yourself
I'm
go down those roads.
yeah, and I'm fully aware that that's not true and it's not right, but in the moment that's how you feel.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's completely okay to feel that emotion, let it move through you. It's just a vibration, and then see what's on the other side of it. If there was like a lesson or, it showing you that something's not working, or maybe it was just an off moment, and those are
Yeah.
completely okay too.
Yeah. Just a
Yeah.
bit. So yeah, I'd like to say I've overcome this year.
Well done. That's
I've really
incredible.
pushed through.
I'm sure there are so many people that feel the same way as you do
I
about
really
this year.
actually think this year, for some reason, a lot of people are feeling really burnt out and really just done. Like
Mm,
I did, and that's like part of, I spoke to a few people and, they were feeling the same. They were feeling like really drained and even some other people that I don't work with just
mm,
discussing it. So it's not just my workplace. It's a lot of people. Like this year's been a big
mm,
year. People have had a lot of personal things happening, which
mm,
has made the year harder. So it's not necessarily just work. And I wouldn't say work is all of my issues. I would say it's work, it's uni, it's the house, it's life, it's a combination of things. And I don't want to blame. one thing because it isn't. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of
Absolutely. I feel
decisions.
like my perspective on this year was like we are officially back at the pace and the busyness that we were at before COVID happened.
Yeah.
Like COVID really allowed everyone to slow down, and I loved that. I loved that
Yeah.
about COVID. Like I thrived. Some people didn't, some people did. Just like now, some people thrive in the busyness, some people struggle.
Yeah.
And that's why being able to be adaptable and being resilient is one of the greatest qualities that you can have and one of the greatest skills that you can work on acquiring for yourself. So it's like, regardless of what's happening around me, regardless of the circumstances, I get to feel how I want to feel, and I'm the one who's controlling my reality based on the way I choose to think about things.
Yeah.
Right. And so I feel like I have these beliefs of everyone is really busy. Time has gotten faster. We're gone from this slowed down pace to like we're back to what we were before COVID, plus probably a bit more. And that's really shown within society. And so I think that we're all just adapting.
Yeah. We're
We're in
all
this
realizing.
yeah, and we're in this uncomfortable stage of like, oh, things need to shift again. Like when COVID first happened, it was so uncomfortable because it was like, no, this isn't how things are supposed to be. It's supposed to be different. And like, what do you mean I can't leave my house? What do you mean I can't go to that music festival this weekend and I can't
Mm,
go overseas and travel? Like, what do you mean I have to slow down? And like, we hated it in the beginning, but then you can adapt and you can learn to love it and it becomes your new normal. And it's just
mm,
like everything, like this busyness is like, it feels uncomfortable right now because we're not used to it. But as we adapt and persevere, it will become easier.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it has been a big year. It's definitely pushing more. And it's probably only going to continue, right? Unless you choose to slow down and not con continue with it.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, I'm so glad. And I wanted to share, have I told you about Paige referencing something you said in our podcast during a coaching call?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't have
What do you
because
mean?
I was so excited. We were in a coaching call with one of the girls in my group coaching program, and she was like, "Yeah, Tash said, she said this in your podcast," and I was like, "Did you just reference our podcast?"
Paige who?
You don't know
Do I
her.
know her? Okay. That's why I was like, hang on. My
Oh,
friend Paige?
sorry.
Because I know you've spoken to her before. So I was like, what the fuck? No.
No,
No,
you
you
know. I
haven't.
have told you.
No, you haven't.
I haven't. Oh my gosh. Well,
No.
yes, I must have been saving it for like this time we were gonna catch up.
That is so
Um,
cute. Can you tell
how
me what she
cool.
referenced? Wow. You were just too in the moment, like, oh my God.
Yeah,
She
what did she
referenced it. That's so sweet, though.
she
Well, Paige, if you're
reference?
listening, please continue to reference me. I'm full of wisdom, full of it.
You know what? I'm just gonna
All those
message her.
26 years of my life, I'm full of wisdom.
I'm gonna message her and ask because it's completely left my brain and I cannot remember because all I could think about in that moment was we've made it.
We've actually made it.
Someone
It's like when my mom
referenced our
talks to me
podcast.
about it. My mom and my stepdad were listening to it in the car on their drive home from the Hunter Valley the other week. Just like
Oh,
like talking to me about it. And I was just like, oh my God.
that is so
It's so funny because
sweet.
at the moment it's really like a lot of the closest people to us.
Yeah,
So it's like interesting hearing them talk about it. But I just can't even imagine what people who aren't the closest to us are thinking. And like honestly, if you guys have feedback or you want to talk to us or have anything to say it because
please.
we're so secluded to our little family at the
Yeah.
moment.
To our little community, but we have been getting good feedback and we do
Yeah.
appreciate every one of you for listening and taking the time to tune into the podcast and we just hope that we are and can continue to provide you with value.
Yeah.
Like I had this idea of starting a podcast for years. And then it wasn't until you and I were like, we've got the vision, we've got the idea like of doing it together
Yeah.
that and then we booked in the meetings and then we, did all of the brainstorming and the organizing and learnt together how to actually start a podcast. And like
Yeah.
to think that we're like on to our third episode and
I
like
know.
people
This
are
is like
listening.
let's just appreciate the journey right now and how little we know, how how many mistakes we have made and how busy
Yeah.
we are and how much we like I don't know. I get excited to just talk to you, I guess. So
I
it's
love
nice.
talking to you. And it's
Yeah.
also just like the coolest thing. Like we've literally brought the vision to life. And like before, I was like, I don't have capacity to do a podcast. I don't know when I'm gonna fit it in. And like now I'm like, Tash, are you ready? You ready to go? Like, let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm like carving out this time because I love doing it so much and it's so much
Yeah.
fun. And like we're just making it happen. And it just becomes your
Yeah.
new normal, becomes your new routine.
Yeah.
So it's
Making
just
that
like
time.
it is challenging and it is uncomfortable in the beginning, but I promise you, with anything that you set out to do, if you persevere and keeping at it, eventually you'll get to a point where you look back and you're like, wow, I did
Yeah.
it. I did that thing that I thought was really hard, and now I'm just doing it and
Yeah.
it's my new normal.
We put ourselves out there. We've started it. We're here.
It's
We're not going
started.
anywhere anytime soon.
Nope. So buckle in
Buckle in for our journey.
for our journey. You haven't even caught us on a day when it's been like, it's been a day yet.
It's been a day.
We've been coming in here like pretty positive Pete, but there'll be moments when we're gonna be here just like,
Pretty positive, Pete. What a saying. We haven't been Debbie Downers yet.
yeah, we will be coming on here Debbie Downers and just keeping it real because like that's what we do.
Yeah,
So you get to see the
keeping
full
it real.
contrast. What am I working on right now? I would say that I'm working
Um,
on you're not allowed to say I feel like I am working on, like I've said earlier, is launching this program, getting clear on exactly what it is, putting the details together, just learning so much of what I can from Alex and putting it into action to then put out this offer in 2025. We're on a little bit of a time crunch now, but it's fun, it's enjoyable. It's the first time I've actually done any type of like marketing and actually enjoyed it and not
yeah.
completely wanted to throw myself off a cliff. Like,
Stab myself in the eyes.
I haven't wanted to just like stab myself in the eyes because my relationship with marketing has been a journey. But it finally
Yeah.
feels like I'm able to be ethical, I'm able to be authentic,
Yeah.
and I think that's why I'm enjoying it because it doesn't feel like I'm tricking anyone. It doesn't feel like I'm trying to like, get someone to sign up without them really making an informed decision. Like it's empowering. It's them deciding.
Yeah.
It's just me pretty much putting out the offer there and trusting and knowing that like the people who it is meant for, it's just going to speak to them and they're just going to sign up and it's going to be very effortless. It's not going to take any convincing because they'll just know that it's for them with where they're at and it's the solution to their problems. And that's
Yeah.
what I love.
Yeah.
Um, overcome. What have I overcome recently? Okay, really crazy, but like okay, so I shared on my social media that my greatest achievement of 2024 was coming off antidepressants
Yes, you did.
and no longer being on antidepressants. Haven't been on them since I got back from Europe. The last one I took was in Europe, so I have not had one in Australia since like the middle of August. And it's been a journey still, but it's just me once again, just like everybody else, like being willing and open to feel and process my negative emotions as they come up.
Yeah.
I'm probably feeling them. a lot more intensely than what I would have when I was on the antidepressants. But it's okay. Like I'm dealing with it and I know how to support myself. And I'm so grateful for the tools and knowledge that I have to be able to support myself. But anyway, I've noticed a trend. I have noticed a trend.
A
Um,
trend.
And it's so interesting. So when I was on the antidepressants and like I heard girls talking about like, PMS and I'm just like it's Shark Week, I'm going crazy and all this stuff. I was like, I can't relate. Like things don't really shift for me because like obviously I'm on antidepressants. Like
Yeah.
everything is just very happy and merry. You have a lot of emotional resilience because like to me, it kind of feels like you're taking a little bit of you're like microdosing MDMA every day. You just like it's
Just
very hard to feel
I'm on an
sad.
upper.
Literally on an upper, like the serotonin in
Yeah.
your brain is being released, and so you're naturally feeling good. So, since being off them, I've noticed that there's this one stage of the month when
Yeah.
I feel like I'm losing it and I'm like I have like my brain is telling me you've got to go back on antidepressants, you're an anxious mess, this is why you can't handle things, nothing's working, blah blah blah. And then I just recognize I'm like, hold on. I had this same story going through my head this time last month and I was
Yeah.
fine. I was completely okay. I have been completely okay for the last 3 weeks. And then now that it's the fourth week again, I'm having the same thought. And so I've noticed this trend, and this is what I've overcome recently is
Yeah.
recognizing that there is a moment in my cycle where don't have the best mental health day, where I, feel like I need to go back on antidepressants, but now I have the insight and the awareness to know, hey, we have this once a month. There's nothing wrong with you. You're completely okay. It's just the day. It's just the day of
Yeah.
the month, and you're okay. It's just a feeling, process it, feel it through. And as soon as I recognized that, as soon as I had that awareness and that information of like, oh, I know what this is,
Yeah.
instantly it went away.
That's so
And
weird.
but this is the thing. And like you said, your brain can play the biggest tricks on you. And your brain can, if you let it just go doing whatever it wants to do, it's like a toddler with a knife. It's gonna do some damage.
It's gonna, yeah. And the thing is you're like like you're not fully aware, but you're aware that what it's saying is just like messed up. And then you're like, I know I'm gonna be fine. But right now, I feel like shit. I feel like I'm gonna stab my eyeballs out.
Yeah,
But
so
then
it's
you're like,
just
what?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just being like, okay, this is just a moment. This is just a feeling. I can feel a feeling through. I can use the 4 steps. I can journal if it's something a little bit deeper that I, want to do some thought work around. And then that's it. It just comes in a wave. It reaches its peak and then it goes. And it
Yeah.
moves and it goes the sooner you allow it to be there without any resistance. You just go, oh,
So
this is just an
interesting.
emotion. It's just a feeling, just a vibration in my body. All right, you can be here. Goes away.
So weird.
It's like, oh, I don't have to fight to be seen anymore. You're just going to recognize me. Great. I'm happy to just calm down now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're aware that I'm a toddler with a knife in your head.
It's
Just
like, oh, you
imagine.
see me? Okay, I do the right thing now.
Yeah, okay, I go play now.
I'll go play now. Here, you have the knife. Do what you want.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's a yeah, like this just understanding your emotions, understanding your brain. I really just believe that like knowledge is power, especially when it comes to anxiety and emotions. And I just cannot stress enough or encourage people enough to go and learn. Go and learn from whoever you feel called to, whether it's a psychologist, a counselor, a life coach, an online course, your naturopath, homeopath, whatever. Go and learn from someone about your mind, about your feelings, and how you can support yourself, because otherwise you are missing out on all of the joy that life does have on offer for you.
Yeah.
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 So let's look at our topic. Our topic is setting 2025 goals.
Yeah.
Have you done it, Natasha?
I, Natasha, wow. It's just so off-putting.
I've got this thing calling
Uh,
people their full name at the moment. It's
Natasha
uncomfortable.
has not fully set up her 2025 goals. Obviously, one of her goals is to travel overseas.
Yes.
Um, I think I haven't written it down, but in my head, my goal is to focus on my fitness this year. And as you're saying, like just natural health, like meal prepping. Um,
Yeah, same.
I feel like I'm gonna have more time to do that, like having like almost all my weekends back now. I feel like I
Yeah,
can set more of a routine.
perfect.
And then also focusing on my run club and this podcast more, having setting aside more time to like not necessarily market, but just be more present on like the platforms. Like
Yeah.
we haven't really done a lot. Like you've done a bit in the recent couple of weeks, but
Yeah.
making more time to do that because I find that fun and fulfilling. I just haven't prioritized it.
Yeah,
So
I feel like getting like some like real clips, like going
yeah,
into like the YouTube video recording, or like yeah, probably the YouTube would be best. And just like getting some little real clips and like posting those. Like I feel like that will just
yeah,
it just brings about more awareness, and more people listen, more people get to experience the value and
yeah.
what we're here to offer.
I would love to focus on more of that. And like, obviously, you're getting more into marketing, and my degree is marketing. And like, even just like, doing that sort of stuff, I do actually kind of enjoy it. I just, you
Good.
know, because I'm such in the new stages of it, takes me more time. So it's accepting that
Yeah.
it's going to take me more time now. But in the future, the more I do it, the more comfortable I get with doing it, the better I'm going to get, the quicker it's going to be. Same with us doing these podcasts. The more we
Yep.
do it, the more we're like comfortable with our flow. We're not so like we're still structured, but we're like, let's just have a little bit of fun. Like
Mm,
it isn't like super intense. I don't feel as awkward coming on here. So
good. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
just
Oh
gonna
my gosh.
happen.
Our first episode.
Our trial episode. So technically this is four, but our first one you can't see.
Yeah. That's in the vault.
Yeah, that's hidden.
I'm
Only
so glad
the
we did that though.
true fans. Only the true fans listen.
Only the people who got the VIP access before we launched, when our logo photo was two pictures of me and not one of me and one of you.
What a throwback. I wish we screenshotted that. That's hilarious. Where
Uh,
we've come from.
where we come from to now. Far out.
Uh,
So
it's taken
funny.
some hours.
Yeah, so setting up your 2025 goals, if you haven't already, it's perfectly fine. You can be a person who sets them up in the year before, like before the year ends, or at the in the beginning, in January in the year of.
Yeah.
I am offering, as we mentioned, the vision board workshop in Penrith on the 8th of February, from 1 till 4 p.m. at Diffuse Penrith. And as a part of that, you will get, your canvas and glue sticks and scissors. Like all you've got to do is bring your own photos of what you're going to put on your canvas for your vision board. Um, but to help you to be able to know exactly what are my goals, what do I want to manifest in 2025, what is the vision, what photos am I going to actually print to bring to the workshop, I've put together a video training It's only half an hour that will teach you exactly how to get clear on your 2025 goals, on what you want to manifest, and what your vision
Yeah.
is. I took myself through it, I took Lockie through it, and it's just really fun. Like I just love getting clear on my goals and helping other people do the same because it's like when you really think about what can I achieve in 12 months time, it's actually not a lot. So you've got to decide and you've got to start taking the action and getting clear on what that looks like as soon as possible so you can
Yeah.
actually achieve those things that you want to within 12 months because look at how fast this year has gone.
Yeah.
Like it will fly by. And I'm so passionate about teaching this and I love helping people achieve their goals. And like I really underestimated the power of a vision board until I actually did one and saw like everything come to life. And even like I have, it's over here, that's why I'm looking at it. Just seeing it every day, it just is like, oh, reminder, that's one of my goals. That's what I'm working towards. What am I doing today to help me to get there? Like
Yeah.
the power of seeing that every day is amazing. And I wish that you were in Sydney so you could come.
I know. I wish I was. I miss out on all of these things and it's really sad. So if you're listening, go because I'm missing out.
Hey, but when I live in Queensland, that's when you'll be there and people from Sydney will just have to fly up.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
I I might just do my own. I might make my own little friend group up here. Please come over.
Do it. Do like a
Yeah.
girls' day vision board together. Get your grazing board and your snacks and like do it together. And yeah, I mean, you know how to get clear on your goals. You know how to, do your goal chart. You've done the when and how to set goals. Like you got goals down pat. You just got to decide.
Yeah. I just
And
gotta
once you
make
go
the
from there,
decision.
yeah, you make the plan and then it's as good as done. I love deciding what you want in your future because then it's like I'm choosing how I want my life to go. I'm not just leaving it up to fate. I'm not just like seeing how things go. I'm going to create the reality of my dreams.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can
I am
you can do
excited.
it. Like it's not just something I do because I'm a coach. It's something that everyone can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
So exciting. Set your 2025 goals, everyone.
Set
Let's
your
have the
2025
bestest
goals.
year ever.
The bestest. Why
Let us
not?
know what your goals are.
Yes, we'll put up a thing on our story or we'll also do like a
Yeah.
post and you can yeah, let us know yeah,
What your
let us
main
know what
goal
your goals
is.
are.
Yeah. That'd be lovely. I want to celebrate each and every one of you and your goals.
Yes, we want to know what your goals are now and then we want you to tell us when you achieve your goals so we can celebrate with you.
Yeah. They'd
That's
be
the
like,
best part about it.
listener one achieved this goal. Listener two.
Our girl. Only say the initials. GG. She just achieved her goal. Slay Queen.
Slay. Yes.
All right, everyone. Well, that's all I've got for today. Is that all for
Yeah.
you, Flash?
I think it is. I think we've
Yeah.
spoke enough. I
I'll
think
pop the
everyone's,
link. I'll pop the link for the vision board workshop in the show notes as well.
yeah.
If you want to grab your ticket or just reach out on Instagram if you have any questions.
Yeah. All right. Shall we?
Alrighty.
Love
See you
you all.
later. Lots of
Goodbye.
love.
Bye, 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 bye,
Bye.
bye,
Bye bye
bye,
bye bye
bye,
bye bye.
bye. Bye. Stop the YouTube recording.
Bye, YouTube. Get the extra
Bye.
special goodbye.